friendly beaders. So following on then from the luxury bead box review, it's time to make something beautiful. Once again, apologies for the fan, but it has to be on. So what have I been making so far then? I'll just bring this into play and bring you in just a wee bit so you can see better. Okay, so I decided to make earrings with these. They're just beautiful, and so I have done a bit of wire wrapping and added a turquoise crystal and a couple of the gemstones, 3 in the middle, 2 on each side and 1 on the other side on these fantastic hairpins. Now in the bead box I got long ones, so I'm going to use the long one for the centre set of beads, and that way then we'll be able to do some nice wrapping. But I didn't want to waste these long ones, so in my own stash I got out some of the short ones to make the 2 and 1 bead wraps. What I've also been doing is, remember this, I fell in love with this. I just put a jump ring through the top ready to make a pendant, and then wire wrapped on the copper eye pins 3 of the little gemstones and 2 each on there. So I'm going to attempt to show you how to wire wrap. I'm not the greatest wire wrapper in the world, I will warn you. I am not the greatest by any stretch of the imagination, but I will do my hardest to help you and show you how I do mine. Okay, so I'm just going to move this to the side and bring this in just for so you can see clearly. I hope you can see clearly. So we're going to attempt then to recreate this. I haven't brought my ear findings over, but still. Okay, so because the soft wire, what we're going to do, I find this is a handy tool to have if you're going to do any kind of wire work, and the nylon jaws, so it enables you then to straighten out your wire, and this does hard work in it a little bit. Okay, so we'll just do that. So copying the design on this one, we want a light blue for milk crystal. We need a dark, can't see the holes guys, I'll have to pick it up, and we need a pale. Okay, I'm going to bring you in a little bit so you can see a bit better. How's that? Don't want to blind you, but I'd like you to see what I'm doing. So taking our snipe nose pliers, I'm bringing the tip down because we want to be able to do a bit of wire wrapping. So I don't know, about 4mm up on the snipe nose pliers. With your thumb, bend your wire away from you. Okay. Take your round nose pliers, putting one on the top and one on the bottom. Okay. Again about 4mm up, push your wire flat, bring your wire over using your thumb and take it past your bead. Turn your pliers up to the top just so you can take that wire nicely around to the back, and that will give you a nice loop. Take your snipe nose pliers, just open it a little bit because we need to feed that then through the center of our finding. Close that loop up a little bit. Now this isn't a race, okay? Now you can either use your round nose or flat nose pliers. I like to use my round nose, so I can then take my flat nose, grab at the end of your wire. Now you need to put a firm pressure on your round nose pliers and wrap the wire around. Releasing the wire, taking it round to meet your gems. And then get your wire cutters and get in as close as you can to your gemstone and the center of your wire. And cut. There we go. Okay. Like I say, I don't profess to be the best wire wrapper in the world. Any bits that are sticking out, excuse me, got a frog in my throat. Give it a little squeeze. I think it's the heat. Okay, and we have our first dangle on. Woohoo! Okay then, getting a shorter one. See what I mean about the ball, why I'm so excited about ball head pins. They just finish off your work and make it look professional and nice. I love ball head pins. Okay, so taking a smaller one then, we're going to attempt to do another one. And following on from our pattern here, we need a crystal. And we need a milky one. Okay. Again, we'll have another go. About 4mm. There. pop through and then through the ear wire. Making sure you've got a nice closed jump ring, and always making sure that, because you have got a front and a back to these findings, so make sure that your ear wire is on the right way. Okay, so first project done and dusted. What do you think? Do you like them? I love them. I think they're gorgeous. Like I say, I was going to do a pendant, but I couldn't. This just jumped out at me. I thought, yeah, I've got to do earrings. So there we are, project number 1. Hold your hats for project number 2 then. I've just noticed where on these earrings that with the one jump ring, the earring wasn't falling right, so it was sort of on the twist, wasn't sitting quite right like it should, like that. So added another jump ring on, and now they hang perfect. But if you didn't want them that long, then just put your ear wire straight onto your ear finding and it's fine. So long or short, it's up to you. But fab, love those earrings. So what else have I been doing? Oh, I'm all attached. I made this. Get it the right way. Finished it off. Let me just bring you in a wee bit so you can see. Just added 3 of the with jump rings on with the agate little stones on, and then made one little dangly to another agate just to go in the centre. Cut off 18 inches of chain, so that'll be a nice short necklace that's set up on your chest. I think that's really cute. If I've got any beads over, I might add a few there. So that's that I was doing. And then I did a bit of wire wrapping on the blue stone. I think it might be dyed howlite. I just did some wire wrapping, tightened it up with my pliers. So when you do your wire wrapping, if you've got loose wires, all you need to do then is just take your pliers and give some funky turns in, and then that tightens it up. This really doesn't need any more, I just wanted to show you. With a little twist like that, and it puts a little design on your wire and tightens the wire up. So do not panic if your wrapping isn't brilliant, just do some funky twists and turns. Again, added it onto the rest of the wire, so that chain, so that's all my chain gone now. Put a little jump ring on the end and added a lobster clasp. And again, I might do some little danglies on here yet. I've not decided. I quite like it as it is, but just something on the chain I might do. See how we go. So that's what I've been doing so far. I've got a little project in the making. I'll give you a little look and then I might bead this with you. So let me widen you out a little bit. So this is a bracelet making board. They're really good. Comes in all different sizes. These are better though if you're using big beads and you're not putting little seed beads in between. It also has this dandy little ruler in centimetres across the bottom and inches on the top, and I've put a little design together So I think I might make that with you. I've just got one little thing to finish and then I'll be back. Woohoo! Okay, so I've just cut off about 10 inches of tiger tail. All I'm going to do is thread on crimp tube and clasp, pop at the other end. Well, is it when you can do these things with the eyes shut off camera? You come on camera and everything goes wrong, or you can't thread. It's like threading a needle. Thread a needle anytime you come to do a tutorial and you can't do it. Okay, now you can obviously attach to a jump ring if you wanted to. Attach your clasp to a jump ring if you wanted to, but get it nice and high up. That'll do. Get your pliers, your crimping pliers, and place it in the top hole and give it a squeeze, and that pushes little indentation. Can you see there? And then come into the top part and gently push. I think that's failed, that crimp's failed. All my crimping pliers have failed. Hey, it's going to be another one of them days. I had one of them days yesterday. Oh, I ended up giving up. Nothing would go right. Let's have another go. Yeah, that crimp's failed. All my crimping has gone to pot. Look. Probably my crimping. What I might do instead of putting the that on there, I'm going to just bring it down, because I don't want a great big loop, I only want a small one. Pull my wire. That'll do. Should we have another go? Shall we? Make sure your wires are lying side by side and not crossed. It's one of them things I should have done off camera. I have got my eyes in, I promise. I've got my glasses on. Right. So on your crimping pliers, can you see you've got, I don't know if it's shown, you've got two holes. One's got a little V in it and the front one is for making it into a ball. Let's just give it another go. Ah, that's better. It's me. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. I think I might need some new crimping pliers. Is that, let me just see if that's yeah, that's okay. Pull it, yeah. I'm just going to give it another go. Another squeeze. And then your top hole, that's better. See, these things happen. And just go round turning your crimp tube and giving it a squeeze. If that undoes now, I'll eat my hat. But these things happen, don't they? These things happen. That's better. Ooh, that's better. I was getting all worried. Yay! And I don't think somehow that this other wire is going to go through these little sea beads. So I might get a bigger one. Just you know, the metal beads, bear with. Because I have to work on two tables, one to do the filming and one to do my actual beading when I'm creating. The other half would say more like creating trouble than creating Jane, but I don't know how we can say that because I'm nowhere near him, am I, when I'm creating. Oh, right, let's have a go. See if I can get two wires in. I can't even find the other end of the owl. Said the vicar to the bishop. No, Jane, said the vicar to the nun. Bishop to the nun. Oh, forget it. Oh, that's good. Oh, it's covering. Oh, I like that. Right. Chop off now. See, that was meant to happen, wasn't it? That was meant to happen. Making sure that you just nick off the end of your tiger tail and not the other wire. I really do need to get my new cutters out instead of being tight and not wanting to use them. Okay, so that'll sit on there nice. Ooh. There we go. Right. So all I've done then is put 5 of the gemstones out with some spacer beads, some 6mm glass pearls, some of the gemstones, little agates, with seed beads in between, and just alternated the pattern. Now I know I wanted a 7-inch bracelet, but we always know that we need to be leaving about an inch to work our clasp, so I made my bracelet 6 inches. So let's get threading on then. I cut off, remember, I cut off about 10 inches of beading wire, tiger tail. I will have to pick these beads up. I might fast forward you because you won't want to see me threading a bracelet, will you? You'll all know how to do that. Or should we just have a chat? Well, let me tell you, I put them boxes, see I haven't put a seed bead in between there. I put the beads from this luxury bead box in and out of the box, kept taking them out and looking at them and putting them back in, scratching my head. Then I thought, right, instead of making 2 pendants, Jane, come on, make a pair of earrings. So that's what I did, and I do like them earrings. I think they might have to be a little something for myself. So if you look on there, doesn't that look pretty? Really pretty. Loving this. So on we come then to the feature, or the main part of the bracelet that we want to show off the most. On with a spacer, on with our first, do you know, and it's, I'm sorry, first sesame jasper. In certain lights these beads have got bits of green in that matches, I'll show you that one in a second, that one's really got a nice bit of green in, that complements all the other beads, and the other beads seem to bring the colour out. Like, can you see in there, it's got bits of bluey green, reminds me of the sea, gorgeous. So once you've done, it's all in your design, getting your design out and playing with beads and having a play. And if you don't like it because you haven't bothered putting it on your wire yet, you can take out and put back on. These bead boards are quite good for that. Either that or sit with your bead mat and put some designs together and then get your tape measure out, get your Percy out. Percy's having another holiday, he's on the other desk. I think he's having a bit of an afternoon out, because no doubt I'll need him again later. These gemstones are gorgeous, aren't they? These little agates. I was showing my neighbour the other day some of my beads, and she was saying, oh wow, haven't you got a lot? I thought, you haven't seen half of them. And I found stuff didn't even know I'd got. Don't tell the mister. So I've had a busy morning. I've made a chilli, and that's been on the stove, and I got it in a great big cook pot. So I've left, got it all cooking and bubbling away nicely, and they hold the heat. It's one of them not made of stone, iron cast are they called or something, big cook pot thing. And then once I got it all boiling and it'd been simmering for a good 3/4 of an hour, I just put the lid on and left it. I went in just a minute ago and checked on it, took the lid off, and it was still piping hot, and all the mushrooms had all cooked and everything. So all I've got to do tonight now, after I've been playing, working, all I need to do is warm it up. The freezer's empty, so I've made a great big pot full so I can stock the freezer back up a bit. Nice chilli on a hot day. Mind you, it's a bit cooler today, and here in Cornwall we're expecting a bit of rain, and tomorrow and cloudy for a couple of days, but we will see. There we are. What do you think of that? Now this is always the art, I think, finishing off the other end, but we'll give it a go. Right, don't laugh at me now with me crimping, that one's ruined. I'll get another crimp bead out. Sorry, I keep calling them beads. A crimp tube. Crimp tube out. Pass it down. Pass the other end through. So I like working with clots quite a bit, because the clots it's a quick and easy fix, if you know what I mean. But I'm yet to find some clots that don't tarnish quickly. So we need to bring that down a bit. Now Fudge is having a bark. Postman must be here. Bring that crimp tube down. Oh wow, don't you see what I'm doing? Ooh, now the crimp tube's gone in the bead. Trying to hold the crimp tube, and there we go. That'll do. Trying now to make sure that my beading wire is not crossed, like so, into the hole closest. If I'm like your mother telling you, showing you how to suck eggs, I do apologise, but if you've never done it before, on these crimpers there is a V just at the top. Can you see? I know I've showed you before, just in case. And you put it in that one. Pray to God that it works. Give it a good squeeze. And then move it to the top. And around you go. Yes. And make it into a nice round. Oh, have I gone quiet just because I'm concentrating? My tongue's out and everything. Funny, aren't we? Well, aren't I? Not you guys. You guys aren't funny, are you? It's just me. Okay, so I think that's done it. Please. Yes, solid. Solid as a rock. In with my cutters that I need some new ones of. Yay! Boo. Not cut it enough. Now you can see a bit of wire, but that's okay because you want your beads to be able to move when they're on your wrist. You don't want them too tight. So just need to go in again and clip that off. Oh Jane, just stop. Why do you keep doing this to yourself? And just get your new clippers out. That's it. Now we just need a couple of jump rings to attach our... Oh, sorry. Oh, everything's going wrong again. Oh. You can't have a gin and tonic yet. It's not time. Little jump rings out of my box. 6mm these are. If you want to use 5mm then you can, or whatever you have. So bet you'll think I'm mad, don't you? Well, you're not far wrong. Okay, opening our... I might change this. I'm not 100% happy with it, with the clasping, so I might end up changing it, but we'll see. Giving our jump ring a nice squeeze to make sure it's closed, no rough bits. It's one end. Thread on our other end with our other bit of clasp. It's the trouble, you know, when I'm 4'11", just in case you didn't know, and setting up the camera and everything and getting in the right position. If you see how I was sat, just so I could try and remember to stay in frame, plus be able to reach. And because as I've got older, my eyesight, I'm okay far away, it's the close-up, so I need things to be sort of, with my glasses on, to be quite close to me. So sometimes if you can see the faces of Paul, you're not interested in them, are you? Not interested in the faces of Paul. Right, let's have a look. Ooh, widening you out a little bit. Ooh. Ooh. I like that. It's like putting glasses on. Put glasses on all day long when you're not on camera. When you're doing your own bit of jewellery, putting your own jewellery on, whatever. You go to put a clasp on and you can't do it. Well, I'm not going carry on. It's there, there's a clasp. Keeps pinging off. But look at that. Isn't that pretty? I am loving that. You can make a few and have them laid up your arm. I might change this clasping. I don't know whether I'm quite happy with this ball going over that bit, because if you look here, the wire can poke out and catch you. So I'm a bit unsure. I might alter it. I'll see how I feel. See how this end's doing. See, that's jumped out of there altogether. Maybe it's a bit loose. I think it, wow, that is loose. I think I prefer clots. I prefer to be able to put, when I'm making a bracelet, I prefer to be able to put my wire down a good few beads, and then you can get you want a mil or so in between a bead for a bit of space, so your bracelet will move a little bit, but at the same time you don't want it like that. That's just too much. I mean, there's a good, get another bead in there. That really is too much, so I'm not very happy. So what I was trying to say is, if you're using crimps, I like to be able to feed my tail through a few beads and tighten it up a bit better than that. But maybe because I was on camera trying to do it, but on the whole it's a pretty design and I really like it. On to the next then. Welcome back. So I decided to undo it. Let me bring you in a little bit. Yeah, I undid it and put my clots on. All because I couldn't thread the tiger tail through the beads. So I put my clots on and now I am very, very happy. Put my clots on and the clasp went straight onto my clot. Eee. Gorgeous bracelet. Let me widen you back out a bit close. There you are. Still love the bracelet. Gorgeous, darling, gorgeous. So what else I've been up to then? I decided to go ahead and make some jewellery and not bore you with how to do it. So the next thing then I made was this, using some of the thread. I'm still a bit close, aren't I? Widen you out a bit more. There you are. Using some of the cording. Got myself in a knot. There you are. Put the cording onto some cord ends. Put a jump ring on and a lobster clasp. down to the interesting bit. Attached it onto a big jump ring out of my stash. It's a 8mm jump ring. By doing a knot, all you do is you thread your cord through and then pass it back through. That's all you do, and then you're onto your large jump ring. Then I made some dangles. So making 2 long dangles on the balled head pins using a gemstone, using one of the agates and a 4mm crystal and one of the little silver beads. Did 2 of those, and then did one with a pearl, 6mm pearl and an agate. I just alternated them, turned loops, then attached them onto the jump ring. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I love this. Ding ding, ding ding. So pretty. Love it. So I did that, and I made a bracelet to match. Now this took a bit of working out. So I measured off my cording, and I decided either side I was going to do some some stringing. So using clots, I just strung on some of the agates and some of the crystals with the little 2mm bugle beads in between and little silver sea beads on one side, and the other side, just to add interest, to make it a bit different, I added the crystals, 5 of the little bugles, and then an agate, and just alternated them along. Then at the end was my favourite clots, or clams as they're sometimes called. Put them together. First of all, I tried to attach them onto one jump ring and onto my clasp, and it just wouldn't work properly. So I added onto a jump ring, then onto another jump ring before my clasp, and then it all fell together as it should. And what I've used here is one of the ball socket type clasps, and they just pop together. And then once it's on, let me show you. Pop that on and on a second. They're a nice clasp, these are, they're not bad. When it's on, it sits like that. Nice and summery. What do you think? Do you like that one? So I did that to go with it. And then some earrings. So I had a little bit of cord left over. I thought, what can I do with that cord? So rather than chuck it away, I cut it in half and made them into little earrings, just by putting a cording finding at the top, putting them together, putting a cording finding at the top, attaching one of my 8mm jump rings from my stash. I made a load of dangles from the beads from the luxury bead box and just popped them on, and now I've got a lovely set. Bracelet, earrings and necklace all to match. What do you think of that one? I really like that one, something a bit different. Never thought of using them like that, so it's something a bit different. I then went on to make this. Love this. So using some wire from the box, I still have a load over. If you remember, it looked like this. This is the copper coloured wire. look like that in a little bag. And I just got my straightening pliers out, the nylon headed pliers out, and straightened the wire out, and it gives you a nice straight wire. And when you use the nylon headed pliers, it also work hardens it for you. So I just took a length, took one end and did a nice wrap, added some beads on, turned the other end, wrapped it, and made some dangles as well. So two of the dangles have got one of the 8mm and then two 4mm, and then the other's got the 8mm and one 4mm. Put a jump ring on, made 18-inch chain, so taking the length of the chain, cutting it in half, so 2 9s are 18, so 2 9-inch pieces of chain, attaching each end onto the necklace, and then the other end adding jump rings and a lobster clasp. And there you have a really lovely necklace. I really love this. I think it's something different. It sits lovely on the chest, on your décolletage, I believe it's called if you want to be posh. Your décolletage. And I thought, ooh, earrings to match. So, not those ones, these ones. So, using the beads that are in the necklace, I just popped onto a bald head pin. See these bald head pins, I just love them. Added a 4mm crystal, one of the spacers, 8mm spacer and a little agate at the top, and turned a loop and did a bit of wire wrapping. I'm really into the wire wrapping at the minute, and I think I've got myself going on that. It's surprising because I haven't beaded for so long. It's got to be 12 months that you soon forget. So, you know, well, you don't forget, but you lose your knack if you like. It's like riding a bike. I shouldn't like ride a bike now. In my head I know how to do it, but actually getting on and doing it, oh dear, two different things, aren't they? Then I made a pair of earrings. This will go with that first bracelet I made. So a little pair of earrings. So I'm loving these spacer beads, using one of the jasper, a pearl and a little crystal. Again, wire wrapping at the top there. Love those, and I think that'll go with that bracelet, the one I messed around with. Just move everything up and then I'll show you everything again later. So I think that goes with that, lovely. And then I made, what did I make next? This. So the copper, antique copper clasp. I really like this. Reminds me of life buoys, you know what I mean, off the boats. So nice and summery and very seasidey. And I got some of these 3mm beads in my stash that sort of matched the copper, but this time I was able to get my tiger tail through these beads, so I used tiger tail and I used the crimp beads. Yay! Crimp beads. Success. Success. And what a beautiful bracelet it makes too. It's like the copper on these little 3mm beads are very subtle. So, but it ties in very nicely with the clasp. So I'm a very happy bunny. To go with the bracelet, I made some earrings on the copper theme. Just using one of the jasper, the 3mm, making them different lengths, using an agate, one of the little agate 4mm beads, and one of the little crystal beads. I made some dangles, I love those. A whole pair. I did run out of the box. I did run out of the balled, the copper, antique copper balled head pins out of the box, so I did have to use a few of my own, but never mind. And then I made these earrings as well, so you can have a change. Dangles again. Wire wrapping at the top, using the head pin, leftover head pin. Just the jasper, agate and 4mm crystal. Aren't they gorgeous? I'm loving the blue and the copper colour together. It's really it's lovely. So you can have a change if you don't like really dangly, you know, earrings. You can have a change. And then I made this bracelet back onto my cloth. I love this clasp. I think this clasp is lovely. I didn't end up putting any charms on. I've just left it. I think the bracelet speaks for itself, but I did put the moon charm into the centre. Again, using my design board, the bead board, I decided I would come together with this, using the jasper, the crystals and the agate with the little seed beads in between, and then a couple of the 3mm silver beads, and it just brings it all together lovely. Clot at the other end. Can you see the sparkle? Can you see it sparkling? I hope the camera's picking it up. Lovely sparkle. And then on the centerpiece, as you can see, where I've left a nice space so the jump ring can move up and down as you move your wrist. It's an 8mm jump ring. It won't go over your jasper because we've got the clot on, and plus it'll only just fit on in anyway. But not the clot on, the charm on. Sorry, idiot. Got the moon charm on, and it's just so gorgeous. Look at that. And it'll just swing around, won't go anywhere, just go on those 3 beads there. Love it. So that's that. And the very last thing I made was these earrings. Some dangly earrings on some of the chains. So I've got some leftover chain. But something different. So I measured off, I think it was 2 inches, just 1.5 inches and 1 inch of chain. Measured them and cut them twice. And then just put, out of my stash, I've got some of the smaller balled head pins. Just turned a loop. I didn't do any wire wrapping on these. Oh, so put a loop on the top and attached it onto the end of my chain. Put them all on a 5mm jump ring from my stash and put them onto the ear wire. Do you like those? Those nice? Do you like that? I love those. So that's what I've been doing. Let's just move them out of the way so you can see. I can show you what I still have left, and we can do a bit of a showpiece at the end, can't we? Gosh, all this and still plenty left. sorry for the weight. And I still have some wire, the silver wire, some of the copper wire. I still have some of the agates left, the little 4mm agates. How many have I got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 of those left. I still have some silver chain, enough to make a bracelet or put it into a necklace. I still have all these, a quarter of a strand probably, possibly a quarter of a strand left of those. I have all these 6mm pearls left. I have all these crystals left. I have all these 3mm silver metal beads left. I have one copper jump ring left. I have 3 pairs of shepherd's hooks earwise left. I have these silver seed beads left. Ooh! I have those left. I have some silver crimp tubes left. I have a big toggle clasp left. Well, it's not big as in massive, but you know what I mean, bigger than the other one I used. I've got some 6mm jump rings left, and I still have this left because I'm waiting to find what to put in the centre. I haven't decided yet, so I still have that left. So all that left, just put that away. Still plenty of projects there to go. All that left, crikey. Oh, I've had a ball. Put one out of the way. Oh. Oh, stop looking, Jane. So, the items then. Let's widen you out a wee bit. So, the first projects were these earrings. I still haven't decided which I'd like, the really long, the longer ones or the short ones, so I think I quite like the longer ones. So I have those. I have that. Remember that from, well, of course you remember it because you're watching the video. For me it's been a few days. Oh, I'm never right. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to add anything on this or not. I can't make my mind up. So we will leave it at that for the minute. So there's 3 items there. Let's do this set. The necklace. Get it the right way, Jean. Tighten it up. The necklace, bracelet, and the earrings. I like them as well. Oh, caught on my neck. I think I need to cut my claws because it's self-attached now on the doings. Can you tell I'm not Cornish? Don't think they say doings here in Cornwall. Oh dear. And this necklace, which I adore. Try get it all in shot. The earrings to go with. And this bracelet, the beginner's bracelet that I bored you to tears with. Oh, and earrings to match. And then we have another bracelet and earrings to match. 2 sets of earrings to match don't have to wear them together, you can wear them separately. No law, is there? No law that says. And then I'm going to put this, move things up a little bit with the charm. I love that moon charm. Just, don't you think it just finishes it off? Moon charm bracelet and these gorgeous dangly earrings. Put those up there. Those earrings would go with that chain as well, with that necklace. It'd go with that because you've got the chain from the necklace part and you've got the beads that match. So with the extra bit of chain I might make some more of these. I like this. So what do you think then? Are you liking it? I think it's wonderful and I could keep on going. I've got some beautiful pieces of jewellery out of this luxury bead box. To me it speaks to me, the gemstones speak to me, and although it's taken me a few days to get going with my problem, but once you get going you don't want to stop them because the ideas keep on flowing, and then you look at, oh, and that'll match that. I've just really enjoyed working with this box. And for any new beaders out there, all you'd need, you can certainly make yourself some nice jewellery. All you'd need would be some jewellery pliers and you could get going and make yourself some gorgeous jewellery. So we've got all those pieces and we've got this left over for another day. Ooh. What's left to say other than wow? I've enjoyed it. Hope you've enjoyed it. Up next, video wise, is the tutorial on the heart necklaces that I showed you before. So a video on those, I think, and I've also got some earrings to show you how to make. You've seen those. If you haven't already seen the preview of them, it's on the rainbow how to make a simple wrap bracelet. I show you them on the end. So we've got the heart necklace, the earrings, and then yesterday came in the post was the bead subscription box from Deborah Beads again. So ready for that one. I will be doing that one as well. So thank you very much, Deborah Beads. This box gave me, well, it was a box of inspiration, wasn't it? Colours right up my street. I've really enjoyed it. In the description box below will be the link to Deborah Beads. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed a bit of chit chat along the way with me. Please like and subscribe the video if you want to see more from me. I'll be very happy to have you along on my crazy journey of jewellery making. Until next time, take very good care. Bye bye.
Next level.